What's up, extended family? Welcome to 2022, almost. We've got a few more days left of 2021, but we're excited to showcase what we have in store for you for January of 2022. Welcome to all the new members. Welcome to the returning members. We can't wait to show you what's in store for next year. Right now, we've got 5 amazing beers that we're going to be releasing to you on Monday for the January 2022 release. And as you may notice, 3 of the 5 have crowns or caps. We were not spared by the global supply chain crisis of 2021. We were trying to find some glass in the late summer, and we couldn't find the traditional bottle that we use, which is a 750 milliliter bottle with a 29 millimeter opening. All we could find was the 750 milliliter bottle with the 26 millimeter opening top. And the corks don't work in those bottles because they're a little bit tighter, and it'd be really hard to get them out. I learned that the hard way. And so these ones are capped. So we had about 8 pallets of that glass that we had bought that we've been working our way through, and I'm happy to report that right now we're unloading the glass that we want. So we just bought a bunch of that glass, and hopefully, knock on wood, it shouldn't be a problem for the rest of 2022. So without further ado, let's get started with the return of Velvet, a non-adjunct version. We haven't done this in about 2 years now. And so this is our collab with Side Project. Look at that. Ooh. Fully carved apricot collab that we do with Side Project. One of my favorites because it's hard to find apricots, but also because they're hard to carbonate. These beers are hard to carbonate because of how the acidity of previous blends have been. But I'm happy to report this one does not have that acidity. It's sour, it's a sour beer. But the acidity that we've had in years past, it's not there. The culture that we get from Side Project is much more prevalent in this blend, I believe, than in previous blends. Super smooth acid, intense apricot, jammy characteristics. I'm just in love with this one, and I'm really pumped on it. It's got the foam stability that we like to talk about, just amazing, amazing creamy beer. We packaged this one back in August, I believe. And so we've just been sitting on it, waiting for this release. And so we're pumped on this one, the Velvet, or collab with Side Project Brewing out of St. Louis, Missouri. Ooh, I'm gonna come back to that one. All right, next up, we have Funky Blended Preserves, dry hopped Nectarine. We couldn't find our bottle opener, so I'm going back to my college days of when my friends taught me how you can use a lighter, which we use to boil our sugar for bottle conditioning. I don't smoke. But here we are, so let's see if I can do this and not embarrass myself. Probably gonna cut myself. We can edit that out. There it is, no blood. Funky Blended Preserves, dry hop Nectarine. So this is with a blend of some of our favorite hops that we've got moving around in the cellar right now. And yeah, I'm pumped on this. These were these K-Pearl nectarines, I believe. Organic nectarines as always. It's got that really nice floral, tropical flavor from the hops. Super smooth, dry hop. There's no astringency from the dry hops. It's all just the aromas and the hop oils that we're getting from this blend. Yeah, I really like that. Clean finish. It's what we're looking for. Intense fruit characteristics, noticeable, easy to discern dry hops, but just all that together creates a very complex beer that I think is drinking really nice now and will continue to age. Some of these dry hop fruit beers, we're doing an experience about aged dry hop fruited beers, and I think these beers just age phenomenally. So let's go on to the next train wreck of an opening of a capped beer without having an actual opener. There you go. That was unexpected. Next up, we have Cezanne. This was pulled directly from our warm bottle conditioning cellar, and whereas the rest of these beers, I believe, have been aged up here, or been up here for a while where it's a lot cooler. So there we go. It's not overcarved by any means, but yeah, it was a lot easier to open, and I still have my eyes, so that's good. Cezanne. What is there to say about this beer? The first beer we ever made almost 8 years ago, and it's just so much fun to blend these beers because it just, like, I know I've said it many times, but it just brings me back to 2014 when we first started making these beers, when we only had 2 rows of barrels and it was just empty. So I always love these. And like, and it's whenever you make, sometimes we make a blend of Cezanne and it's got similar characteristics to those original blends that we did, but sometimes it's like dead on to what we had originally started with, and this is one of those blends. Fruity, apple, pear, even a little bit in the nose. Balanced acidity, full-bodied, super drinkable. I mean, it's just one of those beers that, I've said it before too, but like one of those beers that you always just want to have around for the casual drinking experience. It's not necessarily you have to open it up when there's special company or anything like that, but it's just one of those beers like, I'm feeling a sour beer, this is the one to go to. I'm pumped on these. These age so well, so I hope you like this one as well. All right, let's see. Now we have Ghost Note, Peach, and Pluot. Jesus! So, Peach and Pluot. Wow, I have to put a disclaimer on these ones, eh? Again, just not overcarved. I'm just opening it up like an idiot. So don't use a lighter to open it up. Peach and Pluot with Ghost Note. Ghost Note, of course, is our spelt farmhouse ale, which provides a lot more body to the base beer, as well as a little bit of more differentiating complexity to the nose. But for the most part, it's coming from the body. And so I'm really excited for this beer with the blend of peaches and Pluots that we got from the same farmer in Palisade. So we didn't really get enough Pluots to do something by itself, but we had enough to blend it with the peaches. Both stone fruits, obviously. And so I'm really in love with this beer. Great foam stability. Again, not overcarved. You can see there's no gushing coming out of the bottle. Whenever we do these fruit blends, it's always interesting to see either will one of the 2 fruits dominate the other one, or will they create something harmonious that's totally different than some of their than the 2 fruits individually. And so with this, I think you get a little bit of both. So you get some of that peach complexity, but then the Pluots and the nose are a little bit more. In the taste, it's much the same. The Pluots and the peaches really balance well together, and it makes for an incredible, refreshing drinking experience with that acidity that's in there. The body of the Ghost Note really balances out the intensity of the fruit, so I'm a big fan of this one as well, especially with how much fruit comes through for, even though it's not a preserves version. All right, thank God, back to a cork beer that I can control better. We have Funky Blender, Raspberry, and Blueberry. And so this was done earlier in 2021, and this is just one of those fun, easy drinking, but yet still intense fruit beers that we do, and we just kind of hold on to them when we package these in the off season because we use them frozen. And so we release them when we deem they're ready, or when we're looking for some more of that jammy berry characteristics that we don't always get to play with. And so this is one of those fun ones. Since this has been packaged since May, it's got some amazing clarity, the foam stability that I always gush over. And yeah, I mean, it's just, berries in the nose, mostly raspberries, a little bit of blueberries in the back end in the nose, but mostly raspberries. Tart, refreshing, full-bodied. I think the age on some of these beers that by releasing it after 3 or 4 months only helps it. And so it's fun when we get to cellar them a little bit longer than some of the other ones. And so big fan of this one as well. So again, welcome everybody to 2022. Hopefully it's better than 2020 and better than 2021. And we hope you're all staying safe. Happy holidays and cheers. Can't wait to see you in person later this year. Cheers, EF.